participate and win big prizes in the 53rd International Letter Writing Competition running from the 22nd of January to the 31st of March 2024. The Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority (MACRA), in collaboration with the Universal Postal Union (UPU), which has connected people worldwide for the past 150 years, invites you to this letter writing competition whose theme is Write a Letter to Future Generations about the world you hope they inherit. So, write a letter to future generations about the world you hope they inherit. The rules for the competition are as follows. You must be a primary or a secondary school learner in Malawi. Your letter must be handwritten. It must be in English and should not exceed 1,000 words. You should not be a previous winner of this competition and not related to MACRA staff. Please ensure that your entry has a stamp from your school and include your name, your date of birth, your address, your telephone number, and contact email address on the cover letter. All entries must be submitted by 31st of March 2024. Thereafter, the winning composition will be forwarded to the UPU by 5th of May 2024 for international competition. The winning prizes are: first prize, a laptop, a gold medal, a dictionary, a mathematical instrument, a box of writing materials, and 10 notebooks. On second prize, a laptop, a silver medal, a mathematical instrument, and 5 notebooks. And on third prize, a laptop, a bronze medal, and 5 notebooks. To submit your entry, send it via the post office to the Director General, 53rd International Letter Writing Competition, Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority (MACRA), first floor, Green Heritage House, 2 Konje Close, City Center, P.O. Box 30214, Lilongwe 3. For inquiries, please call 0111 812 611. It's the 53rd International Letter Writing Competition. Don't miss!
Greetings and welcome to our March 1st news bulletin. My name is Bernard Mwanza. Among other stories that we have in this edition, Vatican announces that Pope Francis will preside over multiple celebrations during the Holy Week. Kama raises concerns over suspected sugar syndicate impacting distribution and pricing. Ministry of Water and Sanitation challenges water boards to take a bold step in restoring the vegetation around water sources. And civil society takes on traffic police officers amid growing concerns of corruption. We have these and many other stories. Stay there. The Vatican has announced that, following tradition, Pope Francis will preside over multiple celebrations during the coming Holy Week. We have more in this Rome report.
The first will be Palm Sunday Mass at 10 a.m. on March 24th in St. Peter's Square. A few days later, on Holy Thursday, the Pope will celebrate Chrism Mass in St. Peter's Basilica at 9:30 a.m. Later that day, he will wash the feet of others, but the Vatican has yet to announce where he will do so. Last year, he visited a juvenile prison in Rome.
Ognuno di noi può dire, ma se il Papa sapesse le cose che io ho dentro, Gesù le sa e ci ama così come siamo e ci lava i piedi a tutti noi. Gesù non si spaventa mai delle nostre debolezze.
On Good Friday, March 29th, Pope Francis will preside over the Passion of the Lord at 5 p.m. in St. Peter's Basilica. He will then travel across the city to the Colosseum, where he will preside over the Stations of the Cross. Last year, he did not attend because of the cold, since a few days earlier he had been admitted to the hospital. On Holy Saturday, the Easter Vigil will be at 7:30 p.m. And on Sunday, after celebrating Mass in St. Peter's Square at 10 a.m., Pope Francis will impart the Urbi et Orbi blessing.
Et figli.
The initial hearing for the extradition case of Prophet Shepard Bushiri and his wife Mary will resume on the 11th of this month. The Chief Resident Magistrate Court in Lilongwe is set to make a decision regarding delays caused by the witness, following which it may proceed with a cross-examination by Bushiri's lawyer, Wapona Kita, along with South African Director of Public Prosecutions for Garden Province, Sibongile Mzinyati. Last year, Magistrate Mandalitso Jumwaza addressed logistical challenges, including flight issues resulting in Mzinyati arriving at the court 7 hours later than the scheduled time. Robert Edward has more in this report.
The ongoing preliminary hearing of the extradition case involving the South African government's request to extradite Prophet Shepard Bushiri and his wife Mary, founders of the ECG Jesus Nation Church, to face charges in South Africa. The proceedings, set to resume in the next 10 days, will address, among other issues, the defense objections to witness delays. On December 12 of the previous year, Chief Resident Magistrate Mandalitso Jumwaza postponed the case following a request by Wapona Kita, the legal representatives. On December 12 of the previous year, Chief Resident Magistrate Mandalitso Jumwaza postponed the case following the request by one of the lawyers, as the defense sought the original extradition request from Sibongile Mzinyati, the Director of Public Prosecutions for Gauteng Province. State lawyer Dzokonde Antmalunda contested this, deeming the line of questioning irrelevant to the proceedings. Mzinyati's delay's arrival, 7 hours past the scheduled time, was attributed to flight issues, but Kita suggested the possibility of intentional delay, insinuating that Mzinyati avoided the direct route from South Africa to Malawi. The adjournment to this year was granted based on Malunda's application for the court to rule on this matter.
The Consumers Association of Malawi, KAMA, alleges that the sugar distribution and pricing remains a challenge to consumers in the country due to a suspected syndicate of corrupt and unscrupulous producers and distributors. This comes as the country continues facing sugar scarcity, where the retailers are raising prices or demanding consumers to buy other products when buying the commodity. More in this report.
KAMA Executive Director John Kabiro says the corrupt and unscrupulous producers and distributors of sugar have been taking advantage of the poor consumers who colludes on pricing and distribution with the motive of maximizing profits and punishing poor consumers who are going through one of the highest cost of living. He claims that the Competition and Fair Trading Commission (CFTC) has not released a comprehensive report regarding sugar scarcities and high prices, despite being ordered by the state president to investigate the reasons behind the same. Kabito has since appealed to the Ministry of Trade to probe this, while CFTC to name the traders that were area holding sugar.
Enough is enough. We cannot keep on ransoming consumers, punishing consumers with an institution that is producing, with an industry that is producing the sugar, but has got no interest in the welfare of consumers. And that is the challenge that we have with the current situation.
Meanwhile, CFTC spokesperson Innocent Helem acknowledges they have been conducting a joint investigation with the Ministry of Trade on the immoral practice, but stated it is not the standard practice for CFTC to name the companies under investigations before the investigations are concluded and determinations made.
We don't recall any directive from His Excellency, the State President, that singled out sugar prices for distributors for investigations. However, we remember that the State President directed the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Trade and Industry, and of course the Competition and Fair Trading Commission to investigate all price increases for any sign of unfair trading practices and provide weekly reports to his office.
At a recent investors forum in Blantyre, Ilovo Managing Director Lekani Karandula expressed optimism that sugar availability in the country is likely to stabilize once the company resumes production this April.
Minister of Labour Agnes Nyalonje played a central role in the conclusion of the 2024 National Skill Competition at Lilongwe Technical College earlier today. The event, themed TVETA for Industrialization, acknowledged the accomplishments of 32 exceptional participants who advanced to the national level from an initial pool of 117 regional entrants. The ceremony, which was organized by the Technical Education, Vocational and Entrepreneurship Training Authority TVETA, not only celebrated individual skills but also underscored the broader significance of technical education in fostering industrialization and contributing to the overall development of the nation. We have a report by Falis Chizombe.
In her statement, the minister emphasized the government's commitment to revolutionize the country's labor sector by providing effective training in technical, entrepreneurial and vocational skills to the youth. She highlighted the significance of recognizing and applauding the accomplishments of young individuals in various trades offered by technical colleges. This acknowledgement enables them to assess their progress against set goals and align their skills with industry requirements. Minister Nyalonje commended TVETA for producing skilled youths and high-quality work, expressing confidence that this would contribute to meeting the goals of the 2063 agenda.
So I'm saying if this sector is trusted with the relevant resources, which means adequate resources for the numbers of youth that need to learn, then I think the sky will be the limit. As far as the students themselves are concerned, we know their commitment. As far as the technical colleges, we know their commitment. As far as the ministry, we are ready to support and guide and make sure that Malawi's youth take us to 2063, which they have the capacity to do.
During his comments, Pio Katembo, the chair of the TVETA board, conveyed that the event provided valuable insights for the TVETA sector to recognize both challenges and the skills possessed by the youth. Tembo further outlined plans to organize the national skills competition on an annual basis.
I want to confirm that we will make this event an annual one because it is helping us to see what our youth are able to do, and also we are able to see the challenges that are there so that we can help them improve to become better students and better artisans.
TVETA recognized young individuals in diverse skills categories such as plumbing, bricklaying, tailoring, fashion design, information communication technology, fabrication and welding, and automobile mechanics. The top performing student, Labeka, received a cash prize of 650,000 kwacha along with a hamper containing soya gold. For Luntha News, this is Fales Chizombe.
Remember that you are watching the news on Luntha television and you are with me, Brenad Mwanza. We still have a few more stories to come shortly after this.
personal growth to business solutions, there is no limit to what you can imagine. It's time to reimagine banking. Centenary Bank, our bank.
Welcome back, and just a reminder of some of the stories that we have in this edition. Vatican announces that Pope Francis will preside over multiple celebrations during the Holy Week. Gama raises concerns over suspected sugar syndicate impacting distribution and pricing. Minister of Water and Sanitation challenges water boards to take a bold step in restoring the vegetation around the water sources, and civil society takes on traffic police officers amid growing concerns of corruption. And moving on, the Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, Liana Kakobwe Chapota, has hailed the Lilongwe Water Board for restoring the vegetative cover around its water source in Malingunde. She has made the remarks earlier today when she presided over the tree planting exercise organized by the board in conjunction with the Malawi Housing Corporation. We have a report read by Charity Chilanga.
Chapota says it is imperative that water boards are taking a leading role in tree planting to ensure that their catchment areas are well covered in order to have water throughout the year. She has, however, asked for a better collaboration between the boards and communities to make sure that the trees are taken care of and that survival rates remain high.
Trees, they give a good vegetative cover in as far as water resources are concerned, and when we also look at water sustainability, we really need to plant more trees, because without trees there will not be sustainable water resource.
One of the directors for Lilongwe Water Board, Lingalileni Mihoa, has expressed satisfaction that the interventions to conserve the environment along Lilongwe River are bearing fruits.
We have planted 6,300 trees, but that's just for today. As Lilongwe Water Board, we are supporting 120 community nurseries that have actually been supported with 400,000 tree seedlings, and we are doing many other activities in terms of working with schools, but also working with community-based organizations.
Board chairperson for the Malawi Housing Corporation, Reverend Jari Kachipanda, says being a player in the construction industry, the corporation uses water in most cases, and that it is important to plant more trees.
In Malawi, traditionally, we do plant a lot of trees, but then we don't maybe take care of such. So make sure, alongside with the water board, we do regular visits and see if at all these trees are surviving. If not, then we'll still have to put in some measures and make sure that we still can safeguard most of the trees that we planted there.
Lilongwe Water Board sources its water from Kamzu Dams 1 and 2, located at Malingunde in Lilongwe.
That was Charity Chilanga. Mwapata Institute Executive Director William Chadza has emphasized the importance of increased investment from the government, development partners, and all agencies in local research institutions. Speaking during the 11th Ndezoteka Eminent Speaker Series in Lilongwe on Thursday, Chadza argued that these institutions possess valuable knowledge about local needs, given their direct engagement with communities, thereby enhancing the likelihood of successful research and development. Our reporter, Bridget Manoka, has more in this report.
Chadza started by recognizing the significance of the event, highlighting its crucial role in addressing key national issues. He emphasized the need for comprehensive measures at the national level to enhance research and extension systems, with a particular focus on strengthening institutional capacity. This, according to him, is essential for aligning with the agricultural development and economic growth objectives of the country. Chadza then advocated for increased investments in local research, stressing the vital support needed from government, development partners, and agencies, underscoring the institution's unique understanding of local needs through direct community engagement, stating that such investments would enhance the success of research and development.
Yeah, the emphasis is much more for governments, development partners and all agencies to invest more in local research institutions because those local research institutions they have the knowledge in terms of the local needs. They're also in close and direct contact with the local communities. Therefore, there's a higher capability and chances that research and development would succeed if it is actually driven by those local led institutions.
Paul Fachi, a senior lecturer and head of the Extension Department at Lilongwe University of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Luana, asserts that the country's success is dependent on extension services. However, he emphasized that effective extension necessitates a sufficient number of well-supported extension workers.
Yeah, from this event, it is very clear that extension is crucial. We cannot have productivity without extension, but that extension requires that we have adequate numbers of extension workers who are adequately supported and also who have been given enough information and mandate to drive the transformation agenda.
The long-term development plan of Malawi, known as Malawi 2063, designates agriculture commercialization and productivity as a key component in the national's efforts to promote economic development and achieve middle-income status by 2030. The eminent speaker series serves the purpose of pinpointing obstacles and structural issues that hinder the realization of Malawi 2063 and other government development strategies and policies. Bridget Mwanoka, for Luntha News.
Now, let's go to Balaka. The Church's Aid for Relief and Development Organization in Balaka District has revamped its initiative, shifting focus to enhance farmers' resilience in the region through irrigation. This move aims to move away from relying solely on rainfall, enabling farmers to thrive and achieve food security. This decision was prompted by the ongoing challenges faced by project beneficiaries in Utali Extension Planning Area, who frequently experience crop losses and prolonged hunger due to climate hazards like dry spells and floods. Here is Rashida Matandika with more details.
CAD unveiled their proposal to the Balaka District Executive Committee on Thursday, outlining their commitment to implementing various initiatives for farmers. The primary objective is to bolster resilience in response to the significant hardships imposed by climate challenges on farmers who lack adequate fallback options. Messi Chakoma, the project officer for CAD in the district, expressed that they have devised new strategies to enhance farmers' well-being, ensuring that by the project's conclusion, farmers will achieve food security and income generation.
This time around, we are focusing much on irrigation as compared to the last time when we were focusing much on rain-fed production. And also, we are focusing more on livestock.
Now we get to our exclusive report this week. Several members of civil society have expressed serious concerns regarding what they term as misconduct among traffic police officers in the country. Recent reports suggest alleged corruption within the ranks of these officers. The Center for Social Accountability and Transparency, CSAT, has urged the Anti-Corruption Bureau, ACB, to investigate all reported instances of corrupt practices involving traffic officers. A recent revelation in the capital, Lilongwe, exposed malpractices where an officer was observed accepting a bribe from a taxi operator, shaking hands as a form of agreement and surpassing the recommended passengers' capacity. We share more in this exclusive report being read by Tandiwe Mzumara.
Luntha TV conducted an investigation into factors contributing to tuberculosis transmission in public transport systems, identifying the exceeding of passenger capacity as a primary cause. In response, CSAT Executive Director Wireka Mkwandira stated that the behavior of many traffic officers is regrettable, disrupting efforts to ensure drivers adhere to traffic rules. He emphasized the need for appropriate administrative sanctions and urged authorities to investigate the incident. ACB Director General Martha Shizuma confirmed the Bureau's ongoing investigation and prosecution of such cases, reaffirming their commitment to taking proper actions in such matters. Luntha TV has learned that the officer observed accepting the bribe has been moved from the road traffic section to general duties. The report on tuberculosis suggests that all pertinent stakeholders, including traffic officers and drivers, should prioritize citizens' well-being by ensuring compliance with capacity rules.
There are issues of ventilation within that might also trigger and favor the spread of tuberculosis in such setups. So as such, there is a need for a country to make sure that there are appropriate measures and interventions that are being taken to address these issues of overcrowding or exceeding in our minibuses, which favors the transmission and the spread of tuberculosis.
The Malawi Police Service Public Relations Office requested additional evidence before providing comments on such allegations. In 2022, the Drivers' Union of Malawi expressed concerns to then Minister of Homeland Security Jen Sendeza about corrupt practices among traffic police officers, accusing them of unfairly pressuring drivers in the country. The union asserted that these officers, particularly in the central region, frequently solicit money from drivers without valid charges, and this money is collected without issuing any official receipts. The union argued that this behavior hampers the government's revenue collection efficiency while unjustly enriching the officers at the expense of drivers. The minister issued a warning to all police officers against engaging in corrupt practices during their duties, highlighting that such misconduct diminishes public confidence. In an interview, Boniface Chibwana, the National Coordinator for the Catholic Commission for Justice and Peace, CCJP, acknowledged the widespread visibility of these corrupt practices among officers. However, he suggested addressing the root cause of the problem as the primary solution to dealing with this misconduct. The inappropriate behavior observed among traffic officers has the potential to erode public trust in the police, making it challenging for them to carry out their essential duties. This situation not only jeopardizes the institutional integrity of the policing system, but also undermines its legitimacy. It is crucial to prioritize the preservation of the Malawi Police Service's integrity by not tolerating any misconduct among its officers.
That exclusive report read by Tandiwe Mzumara also brings us to the end of our news bulletin. But before we go, a recap of our many stories. Vatican announces that Pope Francis will preside over multiple celebrations during the Holy Week. Gama raises concerns over suspected sugar syndicate impacting distribution and pricing. Minister of Water and Sanitation challenges water boards to take a bold step in restoring the vegetation around water sources. And civil society takes on traffic police officers amid growing concerns of corruption. The bulletin was produced by Yamikani Nyambo, and Roger Kwan was on the final control center. You have been with me, Brenad Mwanza. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm wishing you the best of the weekend.